My goat's name is Coleslaw. Good morning. How y'all doing? How's your mom and them? I have a surprise for y'all today. Instagram's already seen it, but let me take you down memory lane and tell you what happened to me yesterday. So I woke up, got wild hair, and said I want to go. No, I'm just kidding. I did not do that. Repping the Rural King today in hopes that they'll send me free chickens. I'm just kidding. Don't, please, Rural King. My husband will not be happy with us. Okay, so y'all know how I've been like crying, real tears for some sort of livestock. Right off the bat, I wanted to just jump into llamas, and that was a really, I'm glad that I was responsible enough to not make that decision. Don't ask me how I did it, I just did it. It was hard. But my dreams, whenever we moved here, I saw so many animals here, because, I never thought I'd be able to have actual animals. Dogs are actual animals, but you know what I'm saying. Never in my life. Ignore the George Washington hair right now. I'm trying to keep from losing this hair right here. I'm actually trying to get it to grow back, and I'm thinking about putting Miracle Grow on it. Like the soil. I seen how fast it grew my cucumber plants. I think that's what was in the soil. I don't know. The ADHD's off the chain today. I don't know if today is the day I need to be filming, honestly. So I've been wanting. Okay. Alright. Jesus, help me get the ADHD under control. I felt that. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Alright. So I was wanting some sort of livestock, but jumping into something like llamas, alpacas, without really knowing a whole lot about it, would have been a really, really bad decision on my part. And at the end of the day, that is a live animal, that is a creation that I'm not willing to take a practice shot on. So I looked up things that were on a smaller scale. I had several things I could pick from, but I wanted to make sure whatever I picked, I went headstrong into research. And I started this, I'd say, about 4 or 5 months ago. So I found Nigerian dwarf goats. Now I was going between Nigerian dwarf goats and Nubians, but ultimately I wanted to try my hand at milking goats, doing goat soap, potentially doing goat cheese, things like that. So the Nigerian dwarf, it's compact size, it's milkers, all of the things were pointing me in that direction. So I started looking for people around me who knew a lot about goats, because I can read Google all day long, but like I tell you guys, I ask you guys the stupidest questions, I know, and y'all always tell me no question is a stupid question, Marina, but I can come up with some really stupid questions, and I always ask you guys because you guys have experienced it. Google's never experienced it, right? So I can get a one-shot answer from Google, and it's from somebody on the planet who's experienced it, and they've put that answer there. But I like to know real people's experiences with real things. So oftentimes, even after I ask Google, I'll come on here and ask you guys something, especially when it pertains to homemaking, things like that, because you guys are very well knowledged in that stuff. You guys have wisdom in that department. So I come to the people who I know have answers. I do the same with my animals. I did it with my chickens. I found a person near me, actually became really good friends with them. They're a homesteader family, actual real life homesteaders, and they are insanely knowledgeable when it comes to poultry, waterfowl, things like that. So I began to talk with them and had them kind of teach me as I was reading books. If you saw my Goodreads, I was reading Silky Chicken books. I was looking on YouTube. I was getting some knowledge off of TikTok, kind of filtering it through my friends who knew a lot by experience, because you can get false information on there and you can get true information on there. And if you don't know which is which and you're just learning, it's kind of hard to pick out the false. So you take it to somebody who knows what they're talking about and have them filter it for you. And that's how I found out, okay, I want silky chickens. I found out where to get the silky chickens. And I found out how to care for silky chickens. And every chicken that I hand raised survived until we had a really bad windstorm and we lost 2 of them. Every chicken I raised, that first batch, my first ever chicken, survived. And I'm not so sure it would have done that if I hadn't had people in my circle who knew what they were talking about. So I reached out to people around me who I knew had goats, and I was like, listen, your girl's about to go on an endeavor. I'm about to go on a trip in my favorite rocket ship, and I'm about to go get me some goats. But before, I need to know all the ins and outs, and I need to know what information on the internet is true and what information on the internet is false. So in order for goats to be milked, I didn't know this. I should have, common sense would have told me this, but I didn't know this. But in order for a goat to be milked, it has to have a baby. So even though I was really interested in goats and milking goats, I wanted to make sure there wasn't an overabundance of goat babies in my area, because I don't want to, even though I want to dive into milking and stuff like that, I know with dogs they're overcrowded in my area. Like, there's too many and not enough homes. So I want to make sure going into this, I wasn't going to be adding to an overpopulation problem. And I found out, that was my mind, because like I said, I've only owned like dogs. So that was my mindset. And then I found out livestock works a lot different than that. So that's what people do with their livestock, like they're working animals. And it's not just domesticated pets, like it's working animals, and they benefit from those working animals. While I still see my animals, my livestock, as pets, like you guys will see, I now know they have a bigger purpose than just being a companion, and they're worth more than just their companionship. So that's something I kind of had to learn. So while I was searching for the perfect first goat for me, I wanted the demeanor to be a certain way, I wanted its lineage to be a certain way, I wanted it to come from good people. All these things, while I was searching for this particular goat, I was still like sucking up like a Hoover vacuum information on these Nigerian dwarf goats. I got my degree on Google. I really need to start printing me out. Like, Merina has a certified degree from Google on this particular subject. Plaques to hang around my house. The whole walls will be covered. Surprisingly, I had gotten Shane on board. I did a reel. Let me show you the reel from over on Instagram. Going to get a goat. Instagram usually sees stuff first just because it's easier for me to upload there. I do a 37-second video and it's uploaded in no time. So they usually get like just a little bit, usually get info just a little bit sooner than you guys do, just because of how convenient it is to post over there. Despite Shane's face in that video, I had already previously talked to him about getting one and make sure it was okay with him, because it's kind of a group effort thing. And despite his face, he was 100% okay with me getting one, which shocked me. And he was even talking about like how excited he is to get the friend for coleslaw, because we're waiting on his friend, because goats are herd animals. They cannot be alone. So if he had it his way, coleslaw would be sleeping in my bed because he's super attached to me. but because he's a goat and he's sort of like a farm animal, he has to stay outside, unfortunately. And I might have walked him with a leash, and he might have done really good. I'm telling you, like, he did so good. I've never had a dog walk that good on a leash, first time ever. Go figure, a goat does. But like, he did so good, you would think he was headed to the Eukanuba Championship as a show goat. He did that good. So while today I would really just love to play with my goat all day long, I'm sure the kiddos are going to take over that task for the day. They get the fun task, and I get the fun task too, because I'm going to be, at some point this evening, after I get everything I need to get done, I need to set aside a couple of hours to work on the porch, because I need to get it washed down, and I need to get what I'm doing to it done, because while we do have a few stretch days of sunny weather and beautiful weather, rain is coming, and I'm not about to fight nature like I did when we were building the screened-in porch. I'm not doing that again. So I need to get what I need to get done before that heads our way. Did I say hi and ask y'all how your mom and them's doing? I'm pretty sure I did. Morning chores are done. I'm going to turn on the wax melt because I got goat poop stuck in my nose. Like, not actual goat poop, but the smell of goat poop stuck in my nose. I've got Yankee Candle. I showed Instagram, but I have Yankee Candle going this week. I'm trying to rotate my wax melts like at least weekly, if not more than that, because I keep using the same ones over and over again, and the bucket don't go nowhere. It's just ever growing. It's already getting warm outside though, so I'm actually just going to do a few chores in here because my farm chores are done. I got these dishes done during my Friday cleaning spree. I didn't even film it, but I just did it. So all I really had left was the pots that I had soaking. And I say soaking with bunny ears around it because we all know what happens when I put something to soak. It lives there for a little bit and it marinates. It doesn't just soak, it marinates. So these have been marinating for like overnight. And I would have left them all weekend if I didn't have to have room here on the counters to cook later. The thing about the house makeover is I've avoided bringing in any extra islands or anything like that until I get to the kitchen to do a makeover, because if I get to the kitchen to do a makeover and I don't need that island that I brought in, I'm stuck with something I don't really need, and it just causes an overabundance of stuff in the house. And I'm trying to go a fearfully created style minimalistic type of way in my house, so I don't want to bring in a bunch of stuff I'm only going to use temporarily, only to have to get rid of it and rehome it or have it sitting around once I go to actually permanently make over this place. So I've been trying to make the best of the little square piece of counter space that I do have to work on, because I come from the little single wide trailer and the trailer park. I didn't have a whole lot of actual usable counter space in that trailer either. I did have an island, but the island was almost as tall as I was. So like if I had to do anything, I had to have my arms raised to do anything on it. So it didn't really come in handy at all. And all I really had was like these two little squares on one side and these two little squares on the other side, and that's all I had to work with. So I'm used to working with very minimal counter space, but it's been extra hard because I'm not only fighting against the no counter space, I'm also fighting against the no cabinet space, because I got this bright idea when I moved here to knock out all the cabinets. And I knew it was going to take me a while to save for the kitchen makeover, because I started saving for it and putting money in the kitchen envelope 6 months ago. And the kitchen and the bathrooms are the most costly part of making over my double wide, because while everything else is expensive, because we're practically like starting from the ground up, the bathrooms and the kitchen, there's appliances, there's fixtures, there's things like that, and all that adds up. So I've almost got enough in the envelope to start the kitchen, but I'm just waiting on that little bitty bit left that I need. And then also I'm trying to wait for my stove to actually die, because my oven's almost dead and I don't want to get a new one until that one's dead, because there's no point in getting a new one if I at least have one eye working, you know? I did 2 pots. I'm breaking out. I'm telling y'all, something is not agreeing with me. Like, I don't know what it is. My face continually looks like a pizza. And I had clear skin as a teenager. Oh my gosh, my skin was so clear. It was so pretty. And then I get 32 and it's like, yay, I made it through the teenage acne stage without acne, and then I get adult acne. And it's better than adult backney, so we'll take it. I got 2 pots washed, and I was going to go ahead and do this pot full of nasty spoons and stuff, but I need to go ahead and tackle this porch. I think I'm internally, like subconsciously putting off the porch because this is a big old job. And I had to change my clothes in order to do it, because this is my Royal King shirt, and I got it back when I think I got the chickens. And then my nice black pajama pants. You know, you have those, I have those pajamas that are nice, and then the pajamas that are paint covered, and the pajamas that are for sleeping. These happen to be my nice ones. So I need to find some pajamas that are paint covered for painting. I have painting pajamas, sleeping pajamas, and go everywhere, even the Dollar General pajamas. And then there's a subcategory of pants that look like pajamas. I need to find the paint covered pajamas, and then a top I can paint in, because I'm going to be playing in my favorite thing ever, gel stain. Gel stain is sticky and it makes your fingers stick together for days. And no amount of nothing, not alcohol, not Dawn dish soap, not fabric softener. I tried fabric softener for some reason because I thought the consistency might make it slippery. Not hot water, not cold water, not nothing will get that stickiness off your hands. You almost have to like take off the first layer of your finger in order to get it off there. That's how bad it is. But I'm really wanting to try this method. I'm wanting to try this method so bad. It's the gel stain over the floor and then a sealant over the gel stain. I don't know if this will work, so don't take my word for it. I'm literally trying this out. I'm winging it, and I'm seeing if it'll work. I haven't really seen this done on a floor, so I can't tell you if it's going to work or not right now, but I can tell you if it's going to work or not in the future. But right now, I don't know if it's going to. I'm literally just trying something I wanted to try. I am going to do the porch in sections though, so I'm going to wash a section, stain a section, and then wash a section, stain a section. Once half of the sections are done, I'll probably go in and seal that half and let it be drying and work on the next half and do that in sections. I might have just had it filming while I was using the bathroom and forgot about it. I was like, wait a minute, I gotta use the bathroom. So I went to use the bathroom and I walked out and I see myself walking out on camera and I'm like, dang it, shirt tucked and everything. I gotta quickly find some pajamas to wear though. Oh, do you like where the bed is? So I'm trying this like teenager thing right now. When I was a teenager, I used to always put my bed up against the wall because I feel safer sleeping up against the wall with Shane on the other side of me. And when we first got married, every bed I owned was up against the wall, but for the past several years, like gosh, so many years, it hasn't been up against the wall. So I just flipped it, and I've been sleeping up against the wall, and I've been sleeping like a daggone baby. I've got to hurry though, because do y'all see the state of this? My system with clothes is so messed up, and it's because I keep putting off doing this closet because I know I'm going to do a makeover in this closet, right? I know I'm going to completely renovate it, so I keep putting it off, so it ends up just being an abyss of clothing, and I can't find nothing. We're going to do this one or this one. This shirt. I literally have just wore these. I wear these every time I paint. My burgundy ones that show all my cottage cheese cellulite. I think I'm going to go with Love on 2 feet. I'm going to go with, is this the kind that has a big old hole in the side? It is. I got to quickly do this though because Shane has a meeting in like 10 minutes and he needs in here so that he can talk in that meeting. So I need to get on it and get out of here. But I don't know where any pajamas are. I'm trying to find something. Nope. Forget it. I'm just going to wear these. That was like running a marathon. Outfit of the day. You don't have work remover in front of you. I'm going to refold these. Because, oh, this lasted a whole 30 minutes in my hair. I hear Shane coming, I gotta hurry. I'm gonna refold these because I ain't about to wash these after wearing them for 3 hours today. I'm gonna put them back on once I get done doing the porch. And then they'll probably be my sleeping pajamas tonight. Who knows? I literally knew you were coming.
Did you tell them about how like I'll be like out somewhere and I'll be coming home and then you'll tell the kids, I feel your father.
I say, I feel your daddy. They'll be like, no you don't, mama. And Shane will come up the road. They're like, how do you do that?
Or she'll be like, I think he's about 2 miles away. And then she'll call me and she'll say, hey, where you at? About 2 miles away.
It's an invisible string that he tied to me years ago. Ain't it?
Yep. Actually, it's an invisible chain. I got you chained, baby.
Are you doing your meeting?
Nowhere. Yeah, I got my meeting.
The goat is out here playing, running around with the kids. Chickens are out here running around playing with the kids. On to the porch. I gotta get on this porch. Look at me. I'm being consistent. I'm consistently putting off doing this porch. About 10 minutes from now is when everything hit the fan and projectile puke started flying everywhere. Me again. Yes. Me again. Still procrastinating. But I had a bunch of extra of these. Okay. In the house. And I was like, I wonder if this would work for the trim that we need. Does it work? Look how pretty it looks. Hey, Coleslaw. Oh my Lanta. You talk about pretty. Sorry. You talking about pretty? This stuff is perfect for that. So I pretty much knew I wasn't going to get this whole porch floor done within this video because I really just wanted to kind of figure out what exactly I wanted to do on the porch. I didn't really have a method in mind. I just wanted to wing it basically and kind of try a bunch of things out to figure out what I really wanted and what I really liked and what I really envisioned for this area. I know how I see it. I just don't know oftentimes how to get it there. So I've got to kind of play around a lot and kind of wing myself there, if that makes sense. Half the battle is trying to figure out how I'm going to get it there to where I envision it, and the other half of the battle is making sure I stay within my budget. Don't mind me forever out here mopping my porch to make sure it's clean so I have a clean surface to work with. That is going to take no time to dry. It's already almost dry completely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. If you don't know what this is, it is a gel stain that I use all over my house. All over my house. The running wood theme in my house is like this light oak, rustic kind of wood. And this plays a huge part in me getting it to look like that. So I knew that with the black fireplace back there and the white accent frame, I knew I wanted to keep it neutral but still light, because you can see behind me the floor is contrasting with the fireplace very heavily. This is going to make that fireplace pop. Well, I say that like this with the utmost confidence, but it might not. What I'm going to do is, because a porch, you know, you walk on it, it's a heavily trafficked area. My dogs, most of my dogs aren't going to be on it as much, but I still want it to be durable. So I'm going to brush this on, wipe it off like I would any other thing in my house to stain it. What I'm going to seal it with is this Helmsman Spar urethane. It's indoor outdoor. It's exceptional protection from sunlight, rain, and moisture, which is very important, and temperature change. It's clear satin. So this isn't specifically for floors. This is for things like cabinets, doors, outdoor furniture, trim, windows, bathroom, cabinets, doors, bar tops, kitchen countertops, and outdoor furniture. So I don't know how well this is going to do on my porch. Here it says that the floor has to be clear of all like debris and stuff like that, chip paint, stuff like that. And then it says to put a Minwax stain, which I'm using Minwax stain, but it's a gel. Use the Minwax stain, and then on unfinished wood surfaces for interior, but this is indoor outdoor, so we're using it for exterior. I'm going to apply this, let it dry for 4 hours, then sand it and do another coat. And if I need to do a third coat, I just need to repeat the first 2 steps. So first, I'm nervous. We're gonna do this. The first thing I wanted to try is just the standard wipe this on and wipe it off, Mr. Miyagi style, wax on, wax off. I thought it might give me something close to what it gives me in the house, but in the wood in the house, it's part of a 2-part process, and it's the second part. So I wipe this onto an oil-based stain I've already put on the wood and wiped off. So with this, I was putting it on the porch stain, which is, it says it's semi-transparent, but once you get a couple coats on there, it's really not. So it did not do anything like I thought it was going to do. So once I got this little corner in the area done, I was like, oh snap, this ain't going to work. And you're going to see Krusty Krab feet this entire video. Literally cannot help it. If you got it, flaunt it, and I am flaunting it today. If I can like teach you anything, I don't know a whole lot, but if I can teach you anything other than Jesus loves you, it's flaunt the front butt, flaunt the crusty feet. It's okay. It's there. Everybody can see it anyway. They're already looking. If they're wanting to find something wrong with you, they're already looking. Give them something to look at. Some of these people are so easily entertained. Give them something to look at. What in the great value HGTV is this? Nope. Walking away from it. Nope. Not doing it. Hey y'all, it's been a few days since I've seen you. You guys are just seeing me after the last clip, but it's been a few days since I've seen you because we've had some stuff go down. So we don't know if it was a bug or if it was bad turkey from the Dollar General, but there's been projectile puke for days here. I went live over on Instagram, and while I was in the car, I like ran out to the car because there was so much puke. I ran out to the car and I sat there and I was like, I'm going live with my friends because I just need some company right now, because like it was a lot. The reason we think it might be the Dollar General turkey is the only people who have gotten sick so far were the ones that ate the Dollar General turkey. Some of us got sick right after, some of us got sick the day after that, the day after that, the day after that. So far, the only 2 of us that didn't eat the turkey are the only 2 that's left standing. Everybody else has been down and out. It has been pure chaos in this house for this whole week. This entire week it's been chaos. So I felt a little rumbly here and there, and I think they're phantom pains, but I don't know for sure. And so I'm just going to get out here and work on what I've been working on to get my mind off of it, because I can't go down. If I go down, the whole house goes down, and we can't have that. So this is what I've been working on. So you guys saw where I did the like great value HGTV thing here. I've come up with the system. I love this. I love this. And I didn't sand it or anything. I've come up with a system and with a combination that got me this. And I'm going to do this all over the floor of this porch. It's got shine to it, but it's not slick because of the combo that I did. So it's not like a hazard if it rains or anything like that. And that's what I was more so worried about whenever I was going to do the sealant route. Is because sealant usually makes things slick. Well, I can't afford for this area to be slick or the porch at all, because rain can get in from the screen. It can go through the screen, no problem. So this isn't slick. I'm not ice skating on it or anything. It's rough like this area is. It just looks a little bit more shinier. So I think I want to go with this. We're gonna work on half the porch in today's video so that I can kind of get a feel of where I need to start now and what I need to start doing on the porch, because I'm kind of at like a standstill because there's so many options and I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do. So in this video, I need to figure out what I'm going to do and what steps I'm going to take moving forward. So I'm just going to do it. I've already done it in this corner. I'm just going to do it in front of here in that back corner just to make sure that I like the way it looks up against the fireplace and everything like that. And to hopefully prevent me from going back and changing it because I don't like it. Because I get all done and then I realize I don't like it this way. So I want to get a visual of what it's going to look like. So I'm going to finish this part off and just see if I like it from there. This is the combo I'm using. I'm using the white gel stain and the aged oak gel stain. I'm putting the white gel stain on there first, and then I'm using the aged oak gel stain. You kind of paint the aged old gel... Why is that so hard to say? You kind of paint the aged oak gel stain. You kind of paint it onto the white gel stain, and it kind of gives it the effect of green. I did this several years ago, about 4 years ago, on a video when I first started my channel. I was playing with gel stain. I had never done it before, and this was like 4 years ago. There wasn't a lot of information about it on the internet. A lot of people weren't doing the gel stain paint method like they are now. I did it on a fireplace, and it worked out really well. So I thought I might as well try that method here on the porch. The only difference is this is a trafficked area. I don't know how well like it's going to do being walked on, but I'm going to seal it, so I'm hoping that'll kind of protect it anyway. I really wanted to take today to figure out the method I'm doing, what exactly we're doing, what exactly the look is I'm going for, and all that, so that I can knock this porch out in the next video. I don't have time to drag this renovation out any longer, so I need to get this part of the house done so I can move on to the next part. And then also I have a video coming at you guys where we made a gorgeous area for the goat. Like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with how we fixed it, and you guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna freak out. I'm in love with how it's turned out. I am the most excited about getting him his friend. They're gonna be ready in the next week, so this week we'll be picking her up, and I'm so excited. I cannot stand it. I need name suggestions though. We've went over so many names and we cannot pick it. We've thought sweet pea, cornbread, pinto bean. I want a conjunction, so I want like a, what is it called? It's a conjunction. I want like a 2-word name, like coleslaw, maybe food related, like, you know, not like glazed donut, but like sweet pea. I think that's cute. Or cornbread, but cornbread isn't really a girl name, so I would just be like cornbread, and my neighbors would be like, what in the world is wrong with that lady? They're already gonna be wondering what's wrong with me when I holler, coleslaw, get your honey over here. If you got a good name suggestion, y'all drop it in the comments, because I'm going back and forth between a ton of them. Coleslaw just came to me. We were sitting in the parking lot of Papa John's while Shane and the kids were eating a Papa John's pizza, and I was sitting there thinking over the name, and I was like, what in the world am I going to name it? And so we were going over, they were throwing a bunch of options at me, and then all of a sudden it was like, boom, and I saw sparkles, and I said coleslaw, and they were like, what? They stopped, deadpan, looked at me and were like, what? And I was like, I feel it. As soon as I picked him up, I looked at him, I was like, I was right. That's a coleslaw right there. So coleslaws just came to me. Maybe the other one will come to me, but right now I'm at a loss. I don't know what it's going to be. I've thought maybe Pepper Ann, because I used to love that show on Saturday morning cartoons. Pepper Ann, na, 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 na. And Pepper Ann's a cute name, and it's kind of one of those 2-word names a little bit. So I don't know. If you have suggestions, drop them down below.
If there is something we need, it's a leap of faith, a step away from the comfort zone and be a little brave. So take a look around you. How far can you see? How far do you think you can run, standing on your knees? It's a beautiful world out there, you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. It can be a bit frightening, it's something you don't know. You need a little enlightening, it'll make you grow. It's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, it's a beautiful world out there, just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. Oh, if you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there.
Whenever we do the finishing touches and we do the caulking and stuff, I'm also going to trim out the bottom of this fireplace just to make it look clean and cut. Oh, guys. Okay, so to be honest with you, I wasn't even going to post this video, but I know a bunch of you guys are going to be worried about us because of my community post and my live over on Instagram talking about how sick we are. The two of us that did not eat the turkey did not get sick. Everybody else got horribly sick. I mean, projectile vomit, weak as water, sick. It has been a week over here, I'm telling you. And usually I put everything in my videos, and I put everything into this video. I took time to edit and I made sure I gave it my all, but it's definitely not up to par with my other videos, so I wasn't going to post it, but I was like, you know what, I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I want you guys to know we're okay. They're feeling better and everything. Your prayers from the community post are working. I wasn't able to get a whole lot done around the house this week. I was in between caring for 4 people, but I got what I could get done, and I got to try out methods on the porch and everything, and I'm really liking how this method on the porch is coming. So we're going to wrap up this porch makeover in the next couple of videos. I'm doing like a whole thing back there that I'm really excited to show you guys. So I wanted to get on here and let you guys know that we are okay. Shane is doing much, much better. He's ate 2 pickles today. That's huge because he hasn't eaten for he can't hardly nothing. The kiddos are doing better. 2 kiddos that were last, they're doing a little bit better, but they're still really weak today. So please keep them in your prayers. I'll try to go live sometime this weekend because I promised one of you guys I would. So I'm going to try to go live sometime this weekend and hang out with you guys and stuff. Maybe Shane will be feeling better enough by then to get on there with us because I like doing lives with him in the room. Let me show you how the floor looks. I really like that a lot. Here we go. I really like that a lot. So I think I'm going to go with this method. It's rustic, which is the whole thing I'm going with, like farmhouse rustic, modern farmhouse rustic sort of thing, boho-y. It really falls into that category. So I'm going to see if I like it. We're going to see, still work, but I think I found the method that I'm going to go with for the floor. Got to put up the trim pieces around the inside here and do the steps, decorate it, and we're done with it. And we can move on to the kitchen and the second living room, which I've already started designing in my brain and on paper. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you'll have a blessed morning, even night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you so much more. I will see y'all later.